Good evening, everyone. It's a real honor to be with you today. Before we dive in, I want you to pause for a second and think about something important: your mind. Your thoughts. They shape how you see the world, how you move through it, how you make decisions. And here's the truth: mental strength isn't something you're born with. It's something you build. Today, I want to share 5 mental exercises that will help you develop a stronger, more resilient mind, not just to survive the day, but to take control of it, to master your thoughts, to face adversity head on, and to say, "Life doesn't break me, I break through it." Because life will test you. That's guaranteed. The real question is, will your mind be ready when it does? That's what we're going to prepare for. I'm going to give you 5 practical tools, but remember, they only work if you use them. Growth comes from practice, not just from listening. Let's start with visualization. When's the last time you really imagined your success? Not just a fleeting thought, but a full-body experience, where you could feel it, taste it, live it in your mind before it ever happened? Because here's the secret: before you can achieve something in real life, you've got to believe it in your mind. That goal you're chasing, can you picture it? Whether it's acing an exam, launching a business, or finishing a marathon, you need to see it. You need to visualize it so clearly that it feels real. The best athletes, the top performers, they don't just train their bodies. They train their minds. They visualize the moment of success over and over until it becomes second nature. Why? Because the brain doesn't know the difference between a vivid mental image and reality. When you visualize winning, your mind starts to believe it's possible. Your actions begin to align with that belief. And that's when transformation begins. But don't just go through the motions. You have to feel it. You have to see the full journey, not just the finish line. But every struggle, every setback, every 5 a.m. wake-up call, visualization turns hope into a plan. And when your mind believes in that plan, your body follows. Remember, if you can't see it, you can't reach it. So take time, every day, to see yourself winning. Feel it deeply. That's where confidence is born. Now let's talk about the noise. We live in a world that's louder than ever: notifications, emails, endless to-do lists pulling at your attention non-stop. That constant buzz of life can drown out your own thoughts. It's hard to focus, to reflect, or even just to breathe. That's why we need to talk about meditation. This isn't just for monks or yogis. It's a powerful tool for anyone who wants to regain control of their mind. Meditation is about learning to quiet the noise, to find calm in the middle of chaos. It's not about emptying your mind, it's about guiding your mind, not letting it run the show. When's the last time you sat in silence for 5 minutes without reaching for your phone? We're so used to the rush that we forget the cost: lack of clarity, poor decisions, emotional exhaustion. That's where meditation comes in. It's your reset button. Think of a surgeon. They need complete focus, steady hands, clear judgment. They don't just wait for pressure to learn calm, they practice it. And so should you. Even 10 minutes of deep breathing, of being still, can bring you back to the present and recharge your mind. Stillness isn't a luxury, it's a necessity. It helps you stay grounded in a chaotic world, gives you clarity, and strengthens your emotional resilience. You don't need an hour. You just need a moment. Breathe in peace, breathe out stress, and the more you practice it, the more power you take back. Next up, journaling. When was the last time you really sat with your thoughts? Not just in your head, but on paper? Journaling is one of the most underrated tools for mental strength. It helps you hear your own voice, untangle your thoughts, and make sense of your emotions. Most of us suppress what we feel. We bury our struggles, our doubts, our pain, and it builds up. But when you write, you release it. You take control of your story instead of letting it control you. Think of someone who's experienced deep pain, loss, failure, heartbreak. If they never express it, never let it out, it eats them alive. But when they write about it, when they give it a voice, healing begins. And journaling isn't just for hard times. It's for everything: your wins, your lessons, your progress. It's about reflecting, learning, and reminding yourself just how far you've come. You gain perspective, you uncover patterns, you see what's helping you, and what's holding you back. And here's the truth: you do have time to journal. If you've got time to scroll, you've got time to reflect. Even a few minutes a day can help you recenter and reclaim your focus. Journaling gives you clarity, it gives you power, and most of all, it helps you align your actions with your values. Here's the bottom line. These tools, visualization, meditation, journaling, they aren't just routines. They're game changers. They'll help you build a stronger mind. And with it, a stronger life. So I challenge you, visualize your success. Meditate daily, even if it's just 10 minutes. Journal your journey, your highs, your lows, your truth. You'll begin to see yourself differently. You'll walk with more confidence. You'll act with more clarity. And no matter what life throws your way, you'll know you've already prepared your mind to handle it. Because when your mind is strong, you are unstoppable. Let me tell you something. There's a saying that goes, you are the sum of the people you spend time with. And that's true. The people you surround yourself with shape your life in a big way. But let me take that even further. You're not just the sum of your circle. You are also the sum of what you feed your mind. And the truth is, we don't always pay attention to that. We get so caught up in the daily hustle, chasing trends, scrolling through updates, keeping up with the world. We forget one of the most powerful tools for growth: reading. I'm not talking about skimming through headlines or mindlessly scrolling on your phone. I mean intentional reading, books that challenge your thinking, articles that stretch your perspective, stories that open your heart and expand your mind, material that wakes something up in you, that sparks curiosity and growth. Because when you read, you're not just passing time. You're leveling up, you're feeding your mind, and when you feed your mind, you evolve. Think about some of the greatest minds in history. Steve Jobs, Oprah, Maya Angelou. What did they all have in common? A relentless hunger for knowledge. They read, they absorbed, they fed their minds constantly. That was part of their edge. You don't need to be a genius or a billionaire to create impact, but you do need to be committed to learning. Because if you're not reading, you're not growing. And if you're not growing, you're falling behind. I get it. Life gets busy. But you can't afford not to read. You can't afford to neglect your mind. Let me ask you, how often do you feel stuck, overwhelmed, or unsure of your next move? Reading equips you with new tools, new insights, and fresh solutions. It's not just about knowledge, it's about mindset. It's about learning how to think in new ways, how to see through problems, how to solve challenges creatively. When you read, you expand, you grow in your career, your relationships, your decision-making, and your confidence. Every successful person you admire, they didn't start with all the answers. They grew into who they became. And a big part of that growth was through reading, learning, and evolving. The world is changing fast. Technology, culture, communication, everything is shifting. And if you're not sharpening your mind, you're going to fall behind. Reading helps you stay ahead. It keeps you sharp, open-minded, and adaptable. But it's more than just professional development, it's soul development. Reading builds empathy. It connects you with people's stories, their pain, their triumphs. It softens your heart and sharpens your mind. It makes you a better leader, a better friend, a better human. Now maybe you're thinking, I don't have time to read. But if you don't have time to feed your mind, you're spending your time on the wrong things. Start small, 10, 15 minutes a day. That little commitment compounds into major transformation. So here's the truth. If you want to grow, you've got to feed your mind. Don't just read for fun. Read for purpose. Read for growth. Read to change your thinking and your life, because that's exactly what happens when you commit to feeding your mind. But feeding your mind is only part of the picture. There's another voice that matters just as much, your inner voice. Every single day, you're having a conversation with yourself. Some of those words are encouraging, but many of them are destructive, the ones that say you're not enough, not smart enough, not strong enough, the ones that whisper, you're never going to make it. But here's what I want you to know. You don't have to listen to that voice. You have the power to rewrite that narrative. You have the power to speak strength into your soul. That's where affirmations come in. It's not about cheesy lines or empty hype. It's about intentionally declaring truth over your life. Speaking words like, I am capable, I am resilient, I am worthy. These words shape your belief system. They build your mindset. They fuel your persistence. Let me tell you about a man who used that power. He faced failure after failure. Rejection after rejection. People told him he wasn't good enough. But every single morning, he looked in the mirror and declared, "I am destined for greatness." That man was Richard Branson, one of the most successful entrepreneurs in the world. He didn't let his circumstances define him. He didn't let doubt win. He used the power of affirmations to keep going, to believe when nobody else did. And look where that belief took him. The world is full of negativity, and you don't have to let it in. You get to choose what voice you listen to. The way you talk to yourself is the foundation for everything you build in your life. But this isn't a one-time thing. Affirmations are a daily practice. On the days you feel weak, tired, and ready to give up, that's when they matter most. That's when you need to look yourself in the eye and say, "I am strong. I am capable. I will overcome." Because when you speak those words consistently, your mind begins to believe them. Your reality begins to shift. You approach life with confidence. You become unshakable. But it only works if you believe what you're saying. You've got to speak with conviction. Speak like your future depends on it, because it does. And when you do, the world responds. Doors open. Opportunities appear. Confidence rises. But it starts with the words you speak to yourself. So let me bring it all together. Your mind is your most valuable asset. It's the foundation of everything you build in life. And if you want to break barriers and reach new heights, you've got to train your mind. That starts with what you feed it, and what you say to it. Visualization, meditation, journaling, reading, affirmations. These aren't just habits, they're mental workouts. And the more you do them, the stronger your mindset becomes. Nobody can stop you, except you. The only real obstacle is the story you tell yourself. But when you take control of that story, when you feed your mind with growth and speak life into your soul, that's when you become unstoppable. So ask yourself today, am I strong enough to handle what's ahead? The answer is yes, but now it's time to believe it, to act like it, to speak like it, because once your mind is aligned with your purpose, there is nothing that can hold you back.